Okay, here we go, folks. We are at Herd Beginner Racing Series, getting ready to start. Following my buddy John Osgathorpe here. Noah's in this race. Nathan had signed up for it, but it looks like maybe he didn't show up. So John is in the cryogen kit. He's an A rider. It's actually an ex-pro mountain biker, kind of a neo-pro road rider from the 90s. Guy I've known for 25 years or so, probably. Kind of took some time off. Got back into racing a few years ago. Really cool guy. So it looks like starting to stretch out here, just like we have in all these races. Had to drag myself out of bed for this one. Almost didn't, and then I saw Noah had signed up, so I went ahead and ran downstairs and got everything fired up. So this is the last race of this weekend's Herd series. Most of us all know. Raced either Friday night, midday yesterday, or yesterday evening for those of us here in the States. Let's flip around and see. So it looks like there's a group that might catch on. And some stragglers behind that. So yeah, so this group made it back on. So there's probably 30, 35 riders. And then there's a group farther back that looks like they are actually losing ground. So I'm guessing they're not going to make it back on. It's a pretty good sized group though, so it's always possible. Looks like we got one of those FFZ guys that was in one of the races yesterday as well with our guys. Made the front group with it's that Vincent Cadron guy or whatever. Let's take a look. Went back to me there for a second. Looks like Johnny O is still hanging in here right up at the front. A little bit more tunnel here. Coming up on our first little ramp, which I'm sure will create a bit of selection. There's Noah right there in this front of this group as well. So This Sunday morning field's usually pretty tough race. Brings in several of the European guys. So here's that first little 6% ramp. It's like Noah and John are pretty much side by side, so that's kind of cool. I'd like to get Johnny riding for us. He definitely could contribute to some of our better teams, espresso level teams, etc. Ooh, nice little selection right out the front here. Just pretty much all strung out, which I'm guessing is what's going to happen. And this modified helicopter view. Swing around and see what it looks like from up here. Definitely stringing out. Ooh. Lost everybody there for a second. Like about 10 guys, 8 to 10 guys, kind of forming that front group. And they're all just stringing out behind. It's like Johnny's in P5 here, and Noah's just behind him in about P8. Yep, these here's Noah catching back on. He's about ready to head onto the bridge. So these 7 guys are definitely making a break. They already got a 2 to 3 second gap on a couple guys. Noah's actually on John's wheel. I don't think these guys, I'm sure these guys don't even know each other. I just happen to know both from completely different circles. I should maybe see if Noah's on Discord. I'm guessing he's not because there's no other OTR guys here. So looks like this looks like one guy bridged across. Is that a Belgian guy? Looks like that's going to be pretty much a selection. So Noah needs to hang on to that wheel. Looks like he's riding right up to the wheel. Move back on the Noah's view here. He's following Johnny up. Guys are all strung out. But looks like they're pretty much going to stay together. Got a Norwegian guy here on Noah's wheel trying to close the gap. So yeah, these guys are bunching up. So 8 guys. It's not going to be an 8-guy selection. Couple Frenchmen. P. Cesas. Sisis. Up front. Looks like he's going pretty strong. Going over 6 watts per kilogram. Trying to put the herd on. And then Belgian guy, I believe that's Belgian, M. Geitzen. Chasing him down. Nope, he's German, so got a couple Germans here. Couple French guys. And Noah, Johnny. Canadian. P. Stanojevic. Let's bounce up and look at... So it looks like we got 2, 2, and 3. This French guy is just... It's been over 6 to 7 the whole time. So got to question how legit that is. Hopefully everything's going good with the recording here. It looks like it is. Drop back and see. It looks like Noah's getting tailed off here a little bit in P8. Hopefully he can stay with these two guys. Let's bounce up and see how Johnny's doing. I think he's got a couple guys. Ah, it looks like maybe he's in no man's land. Got a good bike choice. So he's in no man's land. He is about 12 seconds behind a group of 3 here. So it looks like this group of 3 that Vincent Cardrone here, we're watching him, French guy that's at FFZ. He was in the noon race yesterday that that I recorded and posted. So he's definitely already had a strong race. Starting to question that P. Sykes' French guy that's off the front now. He's got 21 seconds on these guys. I don't think I've seen him drop below 6 watts per kilogram. And I suppose there's guys that can do that, but I haven't seen very many, so keep an eye on these guys. I'm gonna jump on Zwift Power and see what I can find out about if that guy's even on Zwift Power. So here's Johnny. He's losing a little bit of ground of these guys, but he's holding his 7 or 8 seconds over Noah's group. Let's bounce back and look at what Noah's doing here. So good job, Noah. He's gotten onto these guys, riding through them actually. So these 3 guys should be able to work together, I would think, and catch Johnny. Noah's actually going off alone ahead of these guys, chasing down Johnny. See if these guys stay with him. Noah's got a bit of a second wind and blew through these guys. Opened up a 2-second gap to him, and then it's just carnage down the road behind him. So he's still, Noah's still. Nine seconds behind Johnny, 10 seconds behind Johnny. Johnny's running over 5 watts per kilogram too. Keep an eye on Noah here. Put him on this view so I can go look at Zwift Power and see if we can find anything about this Frenchman that's off the front here. So Noah's opened up 10 seconds on those 2 guys he was riding with. Into that foggy. It's like they've got this locked in because it's always foggy right here on all the 3 races I've seen. Let me go back. So that Paul Sykes' French guy looks like he's a junior and he's 48 kilograms. So he is on Zwift Power. I don't know how legit he is. Here's Johnny. Johnny and Noah are both in no man's land. So it looks like that junior kid, French guy's, he's actually a C racer. His races are all over the place. Bunch of upgrades and watts per kilograms because he's tearing it up. There's a good view of the tunnel with Noah in the background chasing Johnny down. Got a 8-second or a 18-second gap now. Let's bounce up and look at these group of three. Try to send a message to these guys. So they've made it to the brief downhill point. Johnny's in no man's land. 20 seconds behind those three. And then here's Noah in about the same boat. Though interestingly enough, there's a guy, a Spaniard, that is reeling in Noah here a little bit. Let's get a better view going. Coming across that bridge. So this V. Docourt's Frenchman, herd rider, has dug in and is reeling in Noah. See if he's going to make contact. Looks like Noah's putting the hammer down over 5 watts a kilogram. Got within a second now. Looks like he's going to probably make contact. I think that guy came up through the field because I don't think he's one of the guys that Noah rode through before. It's like he's back on to Noah's wheel. Check on this little French kid. It's like he's on the final push. He's going to finish in like 25, 26 minutes, which is faster than anybody. And then it looks like this other German has gotten away from his other two guys. At least briefly, that other Frenchman, Vincent. It's like maybe they're going to grab him back. So this is kind of the only real race on the mountain right now. And then we've got Johnny O here, about 26 seconds behind those guys. And then Noah another 26 seconds behind Johnny, right in P6. Johnny's right in P5. They're in this last little brief downhill. So this Spaniard's come up to get in Noah's face. So we'll stick with Noah here and see if he can out-sprint this guy on this final kilometer of climb before the finish here. I'm guessing our little French kid is just about finished. The gap's going down, so he must have crossed the finish line well less than 26 minutes. So that I think that's the fastest race time I've seen for this. So here's Noah. French guy's kind of putting the hurt on, going over 5 watts per kilogram. Noah's answering. These guys are going fast enough to get a little bit of a draft here. Looks like Noah's struggling a little bit to hang on. We're only about 300 meters from the finish. Come on, Noah, you can do it. Stay with them. Another guy, looks like a pole that is about 8 seconds back, but he's putting the hammer down too, but it doesn't look like he's going to catch these guys. Come on, Noah. Stay with this guy. It's only a race for P6, but every race is a race. Hopefully maybe Noah's kind of holding back a little bit for the final little bit. There's the arch. Looks like maybe the Spaniard's got his number. 6.3. He's got over 6 watts per kilogram. He's reeling him in. Orange numbers now, over 8 watts per kilogram. He's going to sure make a college go, but come on, yeah, he's going to run out of real estate. He's going to finish just a couple meters behind. So, all right, there we have it, folks. Johnny O in P5 and Noah in P7. And man, here comes Canadian rider. Oh, maybe we just got a general rider. So with that, I'm gonna sign off, go back to bed, get some sleep. I was up late last night. So have a good one. We'll see you guys next time, probably on Tuesday, for the last race of the ZRL. So have a good one. We'll talk to you then.